Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chapafet channel. The very first official motovlog on the Triumph T100. Yeah. So earlier, I'm not sure when, but I have revealed this bike to everybody. And today, I wanted to talk about how this bike came to be inside of our garage.
This is the way.
3:30 on a Friday. Warehouse traffic. There we go. So, if you follow the channel long enough, you know that earlier this year we added the 2012 VROD, my dad's old motorcycle, to the stable. Well, in that reveal video, I talked about another motorcycle that it beat out, essentially. Well, that other motorcycle is this right here.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
My new Triumph T100. I say my, but it's really for me and my wife. But oh, I've loved every minute of riding this thing so far. It's just a complete different animal than what I'm used to riding. Speaking of animals, oh, you suck. Thanks, jackass. Anyway, now that I'm stopped at a stoplight, because people can't make a freaking decision on their own, I figure I'd talk to you. So this is the bike that lost to the VROD. And why did it lose to the VROD? Well, at the time we thought it was just too similar to the Sportster to warrant having it in the garage. We thought the VROD would be a much different motorcycle than the Sportster or the Dyna that we already had. And it is. It was a perfect purchase. We had no regrets about it.
Regrets?
Sorry.
And unfortunately, this bike lost out. However, I am the type who will always, and I mean always, keep an eye on Facebook Marketplace. What happened with this particular motorcycle is back in late February, I guess, we passed on it, and at that point I had them worked down to about $3,500 if we were to have purchased it. Well, I was browsing Facebook Marketplace, and I was like, well, let me go check on that old motorcycle that we almost bought, just for giggles, right? And they lowered it another $500, so $3,000. Like, whew, that seems like a really good deal, really good deal. So I showed it to my wife, and she basically said, shut the front door.
Get out!
And it was game on. She said, basically, if you can find a way to get us that motorcycle without touching savings, then green light. So what did I do? Well, I got a red light here. But what did I do? I did some things.
What did you do, Ray?
So the first thing I did was I had $1,300 tied up in Ruroc. We had pre-ordered helmets, and it just, they weren't coming in. It was past Mother's Day when I originally ordered the helmets for her and myself, and then Father's Day was approaching and still nothing. I saw this, and I went in and I asked her, hey, if I cancel the Ruroc order, we can do this without touching savings. And so I asked her, which would you rather have, this helmet here or this motorcycle? And she opted for the motorcycle. That's my girl. I still owe her another helmet, but still, beside the point. So what we ended up doing was got the refund from Ruroc. I had some money set aside in my bank account already, and I had some money that I had in my reimbursement account for my child daycare. What that is through my payroll at work, I'm able to put money into a tax deferred account, and then I reimburse myself the child daycare up to $5,000 per year.
Is it possible to learn this power?
So I submitted a claim for that, And lo and behold, I came up with the $3,000 necessary to purchase the motorcycle. So we got ourselves a cashier's check and we went down to Pittsburgh, Kansas to take a look at it. This is the second time we had looked at it, so we already knew what we were kind of getting into, but we knew going in this time we were going in with the intent to purchase. We wanted that motorcycle, assuming of course that it actually ran and all those good things. So we went down to Pittsburgh. The whole week it was forecasting rain, and then finally the forecast stopped forecasting rain, and there was a break of about 5 hours on a Saturday where we could ride it home. Now Pittsburgh from here is about an hour and a half to 2 hours south of here, so we would definitely need that, pretty much that full window set up. So we got down to Pittsburgh a little early. It was still kind of drizzling. We didn't want to have them pull out the bike in the rain, so we stopped and ate breakfast at a nice little cafe. And then, once you know, we got done eating and the sky opened up. It was a beautiful sunny day. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! For us to go look at the bike. Went and looked at the bike. Guy was just as cool as he was the previous time. This time with us having cash in hand, he did let us both, myself and my wife, test ride the motorcycle. And it's just the first, little bit, you're kind of awkward. You're on someone else's motorcycle. This thing's got a mid set on it. You really don't know how to ride this thing. But then you take that first couple turns and you see why people like this motorcycle. It is light, it is nimble. You can just flick this thing around like it's nothing. Like right now I'm going 55, which is above the speed limit, slowing back down. And you just don't feel it. Now when we bought the bike, it had a windshield on it, which I wasn't a fan of. It did give a little bit of a head buffeting thing, so that was the first thing we yanked off when we got home. But more on the way home. So when we purchased the bike, got the title from him, he gave us a whole bunch of spare parts as well, because he has upgraded this thing immensely already. There's a lot of things that I probably wouldn't have done myself that he already did, so I will definitely keep them on the bike. One of the things that he did was he put this seat on there. It's a Russell leather, I believe, or something like that. It's a custom seat, so it was not something that you can just go and buy willy-nilly. And I think he said it was like a $700 seat. It's heated. It's okay. It doesn't look very good. So we have another seat on the way, brown leather. That should make it look a little bit better. But I just wanted to talk about this seat a little bit, though, because it goes into the comfort of this motorcycle. As we rode away, I decided to take the first leg. My wife said she would ride the second leg. We got a little lost thanks to the Riderz app, and lo and behold, I ended up going about 90 miles without a break, which 90 miles is not necessarily a long way, but when you think about a Bonneville, 90 miles is actually a pretty good extent of riding.
Right here. Not here or here so much, but right here.
Nope. Ship shape.
Oh, but man, so I rode it the 90, and then she rode it the other 70 without stopping as well. And the one thing we could both say is the bike is just set up really nice. He definitely took really good care of it. It's not in the absolute best shape. We've had to change a few things just to kind of make it a little bit more reliable. The grips, for example, he had some heated grips on there that were melted. So we took those off, put some basic Biltwell slip-on grips on just for now. And there's been other little maintenance items, spark plugs, oils, things along those lines that we need to change out. But overall, good motorcycle, and we are very thrilled to have it. So that's basically the story of us getting it from the seller and bringing it back home to Kansas City. It's, again, a great bike. I'll do more of a review of it here in another video. But I am very pleased to have added this to the arsenal. Most of my followers, they are Harley guys. I know there's a couple Hondas and other sport bikes out there, but I don't really see anyone else ride the Triumphs. So If you ever rode a Triumph Bonneville, what'd you think of it? Drop your comments down below. I'd love to hear what you think. And as always, I'll catch you on the next dark side, as this is the way. Chuck, see you in the next one. Later!